Assalamu alaikum guys, you're watching Parina batool NAZISH, and today our topic of gender studies is colonial and capitalistic perspective of gender. We have discussed this topic in Urdu already. You can find that by subscribing my this channel. Uh, I have delivered series of lectures in gender studies, and today I have decided to deliver this lecture in English too. So let's learn it. First of all, gender and development. This is basically a subtopic of gender and development. So we will give slight touch to gender and development first, then we will have move forward to colonial and capitalistic perspective of gender. Gender is known as GAD, which means role of gender in society. It refers to development perspective and process that is participatory and empowering, equitable, sustainable, free from violence, respectful of human rights, supportive of self-determination and actualization of human potentials. In contemporary world, we can see that contribution of men and women is considered very important for the development of country. Hence, men and women are putting their efforts for the development of any country. It is all about the role of men, women, and even transgender in the development of society. Now we will move forward to our topic, that is colonial and capitalistic perspective of gender. Colonial perspective of gender is all about the molding of the role of gender by colonizers. Colonialism of gender has altered the indigenous sense of self, identity, and to the larger extent their cosmology and gender relationships. With the colonization of indigenous groups, it allowed Europeans to implement their idea of gender and sex. This covered off the pre-existing concept of sex and gender in indigenous groups pre-colonization era. The idea of gender itself was believed to be introduced by Western colonizers as a way to distinguish two dualistic social categories, which are men and women. The colonizers had introduced the idea of gender itself into indigenous groups, and as it was originally a colonial concept, which was made to organize protection, territory, and behavior. The desire of the colonizers was to put forward the idea of gender into indigenous groups was to have control over their labor, authority, and ideas of sexuality. So, the Western colonizers brought new concepts regarding gender. These concepts were aimed at bringing women and other genders to mainstream of workforce by ending up stereotypes concepts which were allowing only men to earn. They wanted control over their labor, authority, influence their subjectivity and ideas of sexuality. To understand the capitalistic perspective of gender, let's start with few views of Frederick Engel. Frederick wrote widely about gender gap in capitalistic economies in his book The Origin of Family, Private Property and the State. In this book, he discussed how in capitalist economies men monopolize the paid labor and use this as to control women, especially in middle class family. He also pointed that property owing class relations solely depends on inheritance of property rights. According to him, women oppression is a direct result of capitalism and ownership of property rights. Later on, the concept developed further. During World War II, women had to join workforce as men went to war. When war was over, women were asked to give up the jobs, but they revolted. They stood for continuing their jobs. The capitalistic wanted to continue making profits and they could pay the fractions of wages to women. Hence, women officially entered the jobs doing same work but paid lesser than men. It was another way to exploit the workers in the capitalistic economy. Another side of the capitalistic perspective of gender is gender specific branding so that industries can sell double their products to double of price like blue for men and pink for women. So these are market based distinctions to make larger benefits. Markets organize all these myths to flourish their own benefits. Thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe for more videos.